Hi again, Risa here, back with another episode of Ask Risa. This is my weekly video series where I discuss common wedding planning questions and give you some tips and advice if you are trying to plan your own wedding. There are a bunch of other videos in this series. This is episode 25, so you can find the other ones by going to my YouTube channel, which is under Risa James Events, and all the videos are together on one playlist to make it easy for you. This week, I am talking about engagement photo shoots and whether you should have one. And I say, yes, you should, because they are a lot of fun and they serve a really good purpose, which I'm going to explain to you. But I definitely highly recommend an engagement photo shoot. Many wedding photographers will have a package that includes an engagement photo shoot. Some of them include them in all of their packages. So if you go with that photographer, regardless, you're going to get an engagement photo shoot. Some of them, it's not in some packages, but it is in others. So I definitely encourage you to choose a package that includes an engagement photo shoot. If for some reason it seems like the engagement photo shoot is wildly expensive compared to a package that doesn't have it, if there's two packages and the only difference between them is one includes an engagement shoot and the other one doesn't, and the one with the engagement shoot is just crazy expensive, it might be because that photographer doesn't like doing engagement photo shoots. I have definitely heard of some wedding photographers who love shooting weddings, but they do not like doing the engagement shoot. So they charge exorbitant amounts of money for the engagement shoot, hoping to deter couples. They want couples to not book them for the engagement shoot because they don't really want to do it. So if you think you have a situation like that, then definitely feel free to book the package if you really want that wedding photographer without the engagement shoot, and then find a different photographer to do your engagement photos. The photographer's not going to be offended by that. You do want to schedule your engagement photo shoot fairly early in the process, fairly soon after you get engaged. Getting a photographer should be one of the first things that you do when you get engaged anyway, because they book up really early. So if you are going to be sending save the dates out, having your engagement photos to put one or two on your save the date is super useful, because it's nice. It personalizes the save the date and people can hang it on their fridge and see your happy faces. And it's just nice for you to, you are going to spend money on your engagement photo shoot, so it's nice for you to have something else to do with them. So with save the dates, those should generally be sent out 6 to 9 months before the wedding. So if you're getting married in a different country, then you want to send those save the dates 9 months for sure, maybe even a year if you can, if your engagement is that long. But if people are just going to be traveling within the United States, then 6 months is perfectly fine. A lot of people send save the dates even when there isn't a lot of travel involved for the guests, because they've become a pretty common wedding thing. But like I said, having the engagement photo is really nice. So if you're getting married in the summer and you want to send your save the dates 6 months early, you're probably going to need to get your engagement photo session done about 8 months before you get married, because the photographers need time to process the photos and get them to you after they're shot. So just keep that in mind timing-wise. Another thing that the photos are useful for is your wedding website, which I encourage you to have as well. I talked about that in a previous episode. I don't remember which number it was. But it's nice to pepper some of those photos throughout your website. Again, it's also nice to get more use out of your photos. And of course, you can put them on social media, which is what everybody does with them. You can also use them as your guest book. So my wedding, I took 5 of our engagement photos and took them to a custom frame shop and had them custom matted all in one large frame with the 5 photos, 3 on one side and 2 on the other, with the custom mat cut out. And then we took the mat to our wedding and had people sign the mat as our guest book. And then we framed it and covered it in glass, and it hangs on the wall so we can see our guest book whenever we walk past it. Other people like to make photo albums with their engagement photos, like a Shutterfly album, which is fairly easy to make. And then you can use that as your guest book, and people can just sign the Shutterfly photo album with your engagement photos. Or you can just display a few of them at your wedding on a table, like on the guest book table, gift table, even if you're doing a different kind of guest book. So that's fun too. Another advantage to doing an engagement photo shoot is if it is going to be with the same photographer who's shooting your wedding, it gives you a chance to get more comfortable with that or those photographers, depending on whether it's a team or just one person. Because having your photos professionally taken can feel sort of awkward if you've never done it before. You don't really know what to do with yourself. You don't know how to pose yourself. You don't know what to do with your hands. Some photographers will actually pose your head, like tell you, turn your head over your chin, stick your chin out, stuff like that. Not all photographers do that, but they will make you look your best. And it can be a little awkward to be having someone, tell you how to stand and how to walk, or like positioning your shoulders and turning you and stuff like that. So the engagement photo shoot gives you a chance to get comfortable with your photographers. So I also recommend it for that reason. You can book a photographer just for the engagement shoot and see how it goes and see if you like them and if the personalities fit. And then if you decide it's a good fit, go ahead and book them for your wedding. Like I said, a lot of photographers include the shoot in a wedding package, but there are a lot of photographers who do a la carte. It's just, you can pick and choose whatever you want. So you can do an engagement photo shoot with them, and if you like them, great, book them for your wedding. If you didn't vibe with them and you don't love the experience, then you can find a different photographer. Obviously, with the second photographer, you won't have that sort of trial run unless you want to pay to do another engagement shoot, which, if you have the money, great, do that. But otherwise, at least meet with the photographers and see whether your personalities match or something like that. You can also you don't have to do your engagement photos like where you live. You can travel somewhere. If you're going to be in New York City or you're going to be in San Francisco and you don't live there, you can hire a photographer to do your engagement photos while you're visiting that city. I have clients who did their engagement photo shoot in Rome, and their photos are super cool. And it's really easy to find photographers in other cities because Instagram makes that really easy. You just basically search the hashtag, like hashtag San Francisco engagement shoot, or hashtag New York City wedding photographer, or hashtag Paris engagement photos, stuff like that. I did an episode, and I do have the number for this one. It was episode 7, all about how to find a wedding photographer. Everything in there applies to how to find an engagement shoot photographer as well. So if you're going to be traveling and you want to hire a photographer just for that shoot, just follow the same strategies and that will get you on your way. If you can't afford engagement photos, there's just no way you can work it into the budget, and you still want at least something, then just find a friend or a family member who has some experience behind the camera, who knows a little bit about taking photos and can shoot on a nice like DSLR camera, can shoot in manual, understands the exposure triangle and photographic principles, and knows how to take good pictures, and just do a mini photo shoot, because it is nice to have those photos. You're only going to be engaged once probably, and it's not going to last forever, and it's a fun time and you want to make the most of it. And so having those photos is a nice way to commemorate being engaged. So next week, I am going to talk about how to prepare for your engagement photo shoot, because there are a few things that you need to do and think about and plan for before you actually go to take the photos. So that will be next week. If you have any questions either about engagement photos or anything else related to your wedding, feel free to comment below and I will see that and I will be happy to get back to you. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, because that helps other people find it. And I will talk to you next week. Thanks. Bye for now.